Hello friends, let's qualify Maharashtra SET and UGC NET examination just in first attempt. Yes, if I can do it in first attempt for 2020 exams, both Maharashtra SET and UGC NET examinations in computer science and application, so why can't you? Don't worry, success is also waiting for you. Just need hard work, big dream and consistent practice. As our examination dates are extended after 15 days, so we use 15 days strategy. Just you need a basic your perfect timetable, okay, for paper 1 and paper 2. Now in paper 2 we are going to start the revision series. In this revision series we will revise each unit daily and also solve number of previous year questions. So in this video we are going to revise our graph theory subject. It's very simple and interesting topic, so let's start for it. In this graph theory there are number of graphs. For example, directed graph means directions are given. Undirected graph, there is no direction. So for this, what is the degree of vertex A? Degree of vertex A is there are 2 degrees. This is in degree. In degree means number of edges towards A. And what is the degree of V plus, that is out degree. This is out degree and this is in degree. And for this undirected graph, degree of vertex is nothing but number of edges connected to it. So for degree of vertex A is equals to number of edges connected to it. Here is 2. For A, degree of vertex A is equals to 2. For also B, 2, C, 2. This is very simple. Directed graph, undirected graph. Next, handshaking lemma. Handshaking lemma means what? Sum of degree of all vertices from I is equals to 0 to n is equals to twice m. What is m is here? M is nothing but number of edges. M is what? Number of edges in that graph. Now, degree of all the vertices. What is the degree of here? This is 2, B2 and C2. Therefore, if let this graph is G. For G, using handshaking lemma, what is the sum of degree of vertices? Twice the number of edges. How many edges are here? 1, 2, 3. So 2 into 3 is equals to 6. And what is the total degree is here? For A, B, C, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus means 6. This is handshaking lemma. Now for simple graph, degree of each vertex is always less than equals to n minus 1 for simple graph which does not contain any loops or multiple edges. This is handshaking lemma, very simple. Next topic is types of graph. In examination there are number of times there are simple questions on these types of graph. So first is, what is simple graph? Simple graph means graph without self loop and multiple edges. Is there any self loop? Self loop means this part, but it is not present in this graph. This is a simple graph and no multiple edges. What is null graph here? Null graph means no edge. This is called null graph. Next part is weighted graph. What is weighted graph? If there are 2 vertices A and B, there is an edge between these 2 vertices. So if there is a value 2 for that edge, this is nothing but the weight for this graph or weight of that edge in that graph. This is called as a weighted graph. Next most important graph is what? Complete graph. What is complete graph? If these are the 3 vertices, then edge between each vertex is called as a complete graph. Means in complete graph it is also called as a KN. This is called as a complete graph. Now in this complete graph, one edge between each vertex. This is the E1 is between these 2 vertex, E2 is between these 2 vertex and E3 is between these 2 vertex. This is called as a K3 graph. K3 means complete graph with 3 vertices. This is called K2 graph. Complete graph with 2 vertices. This is called what? K4 graph. Complete graph with 4 vertices. Now in this there is an edge between each vertex. Okay, this is called as a complete graph. Now in this complete graph, for complete graph, number of edges are equals to n into n minus 1 by 2. Now for if we take example for this K3, now here n is equals to 3. So for this K3 complete graph, what are the number of edges? We have seen this, there are 3 edges. Okay, Now using formula n is equals to 3. So number of edges are 3 into 3 minus 1 by 2. Now what is 3 minus 1 here? That is 2. 3 into 2 is 6. 6 by 2 is 3. Means 3 number of edges for this. Like this here, n into n minus 1 means 2 into 1 by 2. That is 1 edge. So like this. So always keep in mind the formula for number of edges in complete graph. Next graph is connected graph. What is connected graph? If these are the vertices, okay. This is connected graph, as all the vertices are connected to each. Now, what is disconnected graph? For same graph, if any one edge cutted or disconnected, this is called disconnected graph. Because of this edge removal, this graph becomes disconnected graph. Okay, this is connected, this is disconnected. So now we have seen 6 type of the graph: simple graph, weighted graph, null graph, complete graph, connected graph, and disconnected graph. Next graph is bipartite graph. Now what is bipartite graph? If these are the vertices, okay, these edges are connected to it. Now this is a bipartite graph. Means what? Each vertex is connected to this vertex in V2. This is V1 set and this is V2 set. Vertices are connected to the vertices in second part. Okay, this is called as a bipartite. Means there are 2 partitions. Next is what? Complete bipartite graph. Now in this complete bipartite graph, it is called as a KMN. KN is complete graph. KMN means there are 2 sets, M and N. In this, if these are the vertices in M set and N set, this vertex is connected to both the vertex in N. For this is also same and for this is also same. Means edge between each vertex pair from M and N. Now vertex in V1, vertices in M set and vertices in N set. This is called as a KMN graph. Means for this, order of this graph is K 3 by 2. This is called as a complete bipartite graph. Next is cycle. What is cycle? Cycle is denoted by CN. Now for CN, if this is a graph, this is called as a cycle with 3 vertices. This is called as a cycle with 4 vertices, that is C4. Now the graph to be cycle, n is always greater than equals to 3. Okay, means if we take 2 vertices, is this cycle? No. So for the cycle, n should always be greater than equals to 3. This called as a cycle Cn. N is the number of vertices. Next part is wheels. Now wheels are denoted by Wn. Wn means n is number of vertices. Now wheel is nothing but Cn plus 1. What is Cn here? Cycle plus 1 means if for C3, here is the C3 graph, in this there are 2 vertices, we add one more vertex. Okay, this is called as a wheel. Okay, this is W3. Means what? Wheels are nothing but Cn plus 1. Whatever the number of vertices is Cn, if you add here 1, also here 1, these are nothing but the wheels. Next, K-regular graph. K-regular graph means what? For any graph, okay, this is a graph. In this graph, every vertex has what amount of degree? For this, degree 2, degree 2, degree 2, degree 2. Means this is 2 regular. Meaning of this is means if every vertex of a graph has a degree k, every vertex of the graph has a degree k, here degree is 2, means this is, if degree k, this is k regular. For this graph, each vertex has a degree 2, so it is 2 regular. It is very simple. Now if this graph is complete graph, okay, if this is complete graph means each vertex is connected to each other. In this graph, what is the regularity here for Kn. Here K is what? 4. Kn graph is always n minus 1 regular. Means what? In Kn, here n is equals to 4. N minus 1 means 3. Kn are always n minus 1 regular. Means for this, if this is K regular, 2 regular, this is complete graph. Okay, now this is 3 regular. Okay, this is complete graph. For this complete graph Kn, K4, this is n minus 1 regular. Means what? For each vertex degree is equals to 3. For K4 it is 3 regular. For K5 it is 4 regular. These are the properties of regular graphs. Now next is what? Finite graph. Finite graph means what? If this is a graph, finite graph means finite number of vertices and edges. Finite number of vertices is equals to 2, edges is equals to 4. Means finite number. There is no infinity. It's simple. Next is pseudograph. Pseudograph means what? If there is a self loop in graph, it is called as a pseudograph. Next part is adjacency list and adjacency matrix. Here graph is G1 is given. In this graph, 4 vertices A, B, C, D. Now what is adjacency list? Adjacency list means what? If these are the vertices A, B, C, D. For vertex A, which vertices are adjacent here? Adjacent means connected to A. This B is connected, C is connected, D is not connected. So for vertex A, what is adjacent vertex? B and C. Therefore this is B and C. This is a adjacent list, adjacent vertex list for vertex A. So it is called as a adjacency list. Now for B. For B, C, D, A. All are connected. So A, C, D. Now C, what for C? B and A are connected. So A, B. And now for D, only B is connected. Okay. Adjacency matrix means what? These are the number of vertices are given here. This is a graph. If A is adjacent to A itself, then is 1. Here no adjacency. Next is A. Which vertices are adjacent to this vertex A? Vertex B and C. So A is not adjacent to itself. B is adjacent, so 1. C is adjacent 2 times. Okay, here undirected graph. So this is adjacent twice and D is not adjacent, so 0. Like this, B, the vertex which are adjacent, they are right twice. Now for C, A is adjacent twice. So here 2. For B, 1. C, 1. Here C is adjacent to itself. This is no self loop, so 0 and 0. Now for last, this is. Now very simple, what is adjacency list and what is adjacency matrix? Just need practice. Next concept is what is incidence matrix. Now incidence matrix means edge is incident on which vertices. This is incidence matrix for the graph G1. This is graph G1. We have to find incidence matrix. These are the number of vertices and here are the edges. Now we have to find E1 is incident on which vertices. See here, this is E1. E1 is incident on A and C. So just write here 1, 1. For others 0, 0. Now E2 is incident on A and B. So 1, 1, 0, 0. Now E3 is incident on C and B. So 1, 1. Others are 0. For E4, B and D. So 1, 1, 0, 0. Very simple. Incident matrix means edge is incident on which vertices. In that graph, just write 1 for incidency. Next topic is isomorphism. Here 3 graphs are given. We have to just check whether these graphs are isomorphic to each other or not. Now for isomorphism, first we have to check number of vertices. Okay. Second, number of edges. And third, degree sequence. Okay, number of vertices with same degree. Should be equal. Now just check here, this is G1 graph and this is G2 graph. In this G1 and G2 we have to check number of vertices should be equal, number of edges should be equal. Now in this there are 4 vertices, here 4 vertices. Okay, G1, G2, we have to check whether these are isomorphic or not. First condition is satisfied, number of vertices are equal. Now second, number of edges, 4 edges, here 4 edges, this is not 4 edges. So second condition is also true. Third is number of vertices with same degree should be equal. Now same degree means what? If this vertex just A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. In this graph, if A is with 2 degree, okay, degree of A is what? 2. In this, A should contain degree with 2. Now this is also correct. For B, degree is 2, here is also 2. This is 2, this is 2, this is 2. If in this graph, A is adjacent to the vertex with degree 2, now in second graph, it also follows if A is connected to the same degree, okay. If here, don't be confused, if here degree of A is 2, here is 2, it is adjacent to the degree of degree with vertex, degree of that vertex is 2. So if in this graph A is adjacent to the vertex with some degree, then it should follow in this also graph. It is also adjacent here with the vertex with 2 degree. Okay. So say third condition is also follows. So G1 is isomorphic to graph G2. Now in G3, if we check for this and this, here degree number of vertices are 4, number of edges are 4, here are 5. Second does not follow. Third is number of vertices with same degree should be equal. Now here A is degree 2, here 2. Okay, but here degree sequences are different. So G1 is not isomorphic to G2. Same for G2 is not isomorphic to this. Just check these 3 conditions and find whether the given graphs are isomorphic or not. Next is complement of a graph. Now what is complement of a graph? Vertices adjacent to in G are not adjacent in G complement. Means what? If these vertices are adjacent to itself, okay, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. These vertices are adjacent in G1 but not adjacent in G complement. This is called as a complement of a graph. If we take double complement of this what? First complement of G complement is G complement. This is. And if again we take complement of this, means double complement, then original graph will be recovered. So it is equals to J. This is first remark. Second, complement of a complete graph is null graph. Now what is complete graph? If this is a complete graph, okay, if we take complement of this, means vertices are as it is but there is no edge because adjacency is changed here in complete graph. Complement of a complete graph means if we take complement of this complete graph K4, this is null graph. Now complement of a regular graph is regular. This is 2 regular graph. If we take a complement of this graph, this is here 1 regular. Means what? If G is a K regular, then G complement is N minus K minus 1 regular. If G is 4 regular here, here G is 2 regular, then G complement is number of vertices 4 minus K is 2 minus 1, means 4 minus 2 minus 1, which is 1 regular. Means for regularity, if it is a K regular, it is N minus 1, N minus K minus 1 regular. This is third rule, okay. First rule, second rule for complement, it is null. For K regular, it is N minus K minus 1 regular. This is very simple. Next is connected graph. What are the connected graphs? This graph is given. In this graph, each vertex is connected by the edges. So it is called as a connected graph. What is path of a connected graph? Path means what? If we start from V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, okay, and V2. If this path is followed, means no vertex, no repeated vertex. This is called as a path. And what is the circuit? Closed path. Means if we go from here up to V5, this is called as a path. And if we go from V1, V2, V3, V4, V5 and again V2, this is called as a circuit. Okay. This is path. Path means what? No vertex repeated. And what is circuit? Circuit means closed walk. Means this is circuit. Now next is what? Isthmus or a cut vertex. Now what is isthmus here? Isthmus means cut edge or bridge. If this is a connected graph, what is connected graph? An undirected graph G is connected if there is a path between every pair of distinct vertices of the graph. If we start from here, there is a path between this graph. This is called as a connected graph which contains all the vertices. Okay. Now, if this is a connected graph, G minus E means if we remove this edge, it will disconnected graph. Now, cut vertex means what? If this is a graph, if we remove this vertex, then this is called as a G minus V graph. G minus V means this is a cut vertex here, okay? And this is a cut edge here. This is called as a isthmus or bridge of that graph, okay? This edge connects these two graphs and it becomes connected graph. But because of removal of this edge, it is disconnected graph. Because of removal of this vertex, this is called as a cut vertex. It will create a disconnected graph. This is called as a isthmus and cut vertex. Okay, isthmus is also called as a bridge and cut edge. Number of times there is a question in an exam. Next most important topic is Euler's graph. What is Euler's graph? Euler's graph is nothing but this is. There are so many important points for this graph, how to identify it. Now first is Euler's path. In this graph G, if this is a graph G, in this graph G, simple path containing every edge. Means what? If we start from A, B, C, D, okay, A, E, means in Euler's graph, there is every edge between in this path. Now what is Euler's circuit? Euler's circuit means what? In graph G, simple circuit containing every edge of the graph G. Now, most important points to identify whether that graph is Euler's graph or not. Now in Euler's graph, travel along with the edges starting from vertex and returning to it by traversing. That is Eulerian graph. Now in this Eulerian graph, most important here is each edge of the graph exactly once traverse. Okay, means if you start from any point, each edge should traverse only once. Okay, this is Euler's graph. Now second, all edge exactly once. Okay, all vertices of even degree. This is the most important topic here. A connected graph G is Eulerian if and only if degree of every vertex is even. Okay, if degree of every vertex is even, this is called as a Euler's circuit. Degree of every vertex. Here degree is 2. Here degree is 4. Okay, here 2, 4, 2, 2, 4. Means each vertex degree is even here. So this is called as a Euler's circuit. This is most important point to identify whether that graph is Euler's graph or not. If any graph given in example, just check the degree of each vertex. If the degree of each vertex is even, this is called as a Euler's circuit. Okay. Now next third point is a connected graph G has an Euler's path. Path means what? It contains the every edge. If and only if it has exactly two vertices of odd degree. Exactly two vertices of odd degree. No. This is called as a Euler's path. And for Euler's circuit, each vertex should be of even degree. Okay. There is a Euler's path if Euler's path is available, if and only if it has exactly two vertices of odd degree, then Euler's path is available. For Euler's circuit, for a connected graph G, if and only if degree of each vertex should be of even length, even. This is called as a Euler's graph. Now, Fleury algorithm. Okay, what is? Fleury's algorithm is used for identifying whether the graph has Euler circuit or not. Okay, just remind Fleury's graph to identify whether the given graph is Euler's graph or not. Okay. Next is Hamilton graph, Hamilton path and circuit. Now, a graph containing Hamilton circuit, if and only if this is a graph, okay. Which is graph with this? This is K4. Means this is a complete graph. In this complete graph, this is called as a Hamilton graph. Means Kn is always Hamilton graph or always contain Hamilton circuit. Means complete graph contain always Hamilton circuit. Now here degree of each vertex is greater than equals to 3. Means here degree of each vertex is 3 here. Okay. Now main point to identify whether it contains Hamilton circuit or not is that degree of each vertex should be greater than equals to 3. So complete graphs are always contain Hamilton circuit. Now in this Hamilton path means simple path in G that passes through every vertex exactly once. Means for a given graph, this is a path which contains each vertex exactly once. Okay, each vertex exactly once. This is called as a path. Now for a circuit, a simple circuit in G that passes through every vertex exactly once except starting vertex. Means if it ends here, this is called as a circuit except starting vertex. This is called as a circuit without edge repetition. Means no edge repetition. In Euler's graph also there is no edge repetition, and in Hamilton graph also there is no edge repetition, and it passes through each vertex exactly once. That is path. Circuit except starting vertex is passes through the each vertex exactly once. Just check degree of each vertex should be greater than equals to 3. So complete graphs are always contain Hamilton circuit. Now in this Hamilton circuit, Kn for n is odd, it is Euler circuit. Okay. For Kn, if n is odd, it is called as a Euler circuit. Means what? If there are 5 vertices, n is odd here. Kn means complete graph. Okay. Here now 4 degree, 4 degree, 4 degree, 4 degree, 4 degree. Means this is called, if all the degree vertices degrees are even, this is nothing but Euler's circuit. Now for Kn, if n is odd, here n is equals to 5. This is K5 graph. If n is odd here, then it is called as a Euler's circuit. Okay. Next, what are the applications of Hamilton path and circuit? First is Chinese postman problem. Second is traveling salesman problem. To solve these problems, these graphs are useful. Next point, what is planar graph? Now, planar graph means if this is a graph and these are the edges of that graph. Okay. If no edges cross each other. Okay. If no edges cross each other means what? If these are the edges of this graph, whether they are crossing each other or not, just check. Here no one edge cross each other. Cross means what? If this edge go from here, this edge and this edge crossing each other, this is not a planar graph. Okay. So if edges does not cross each other, then this is called as a planar graph. If we cut this edge, okay, this is a planar graph. And if any edge crossing each other, then this is called as, this does not called as a planar graph. Now, according to the Euler's planar graph formula, if we have given one number of vertices, number of edges and faces. Faces means what? Regions of that graph. Regions means what? If this is R1, okay, this is second region here, R2, and outside region is what? R3. Here this is called as a boundary region R1, boundary region R2, and this is unbounded region R3. Means there are three number of regions here in this planar graph. So formula, according to formula, if V is given, E is given, F is given, F plus V minus E is equals to 2. This is called as a Euler's planar graph formula. If there are three regions here, means what? Three faces, okay? F value is 3, face value. Now number of vertices are what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number of edges 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is this? 8 minus 6, 2. Means this is a planar graph. If we want to check whether it is a planar graph or not, use this definition, does not cross each other, or use direct this formula where F is nothing but number of regions or number of face value, V is number of vertices, E is number of edges, and just check whether this satisfies value is equals to 2 or not. F plus V minus E is equals to 2. This is called as a planar's graph. Next is graph coloring. What is graph coloring? Graph coloring means what? If these are the vertices and we want to color this graph. Now coloring of the vertices such that no two adjacent vertices share the same color. Means if this is a graph, minimal number of colors assigned for this graph is what? This is called as a chromatic number. Chromatic number means lambda of G. Okay. How many colors are required to color this graph? Now in this graph, if you want to color this graph, then property should be follow like no two adjacent vertex should be of same color. Means if we draw the color this with green color, okay, this vertex, then these are the two adjacent vertices, okay. If you draw graph like this, okay, now for this vertex, these two are adjacent vertices, okay. So for graph coloring, these two adjacent vertex should not be of same color. This is not a adjacent to this vertex, so we can color this using green color, okay. Now these are not adjacent, so same color, and these are not adjacent, so we can color it with same color. Just remind, no two adjacent colors, okay. No two adjacent vertices should be of same color. How many colors are required to color this graph? 1 and 2, okay. So lambda of G is equals to 2. Chromatic number of this graph is 2 because 2 colors are required to color this graph. What is the graph coloring? If this is a vertex, adjacent vertex should be not same color of this vertex. This is not adjacent to this, so we color these two vertices with green color and these two vertices with black color. And number of colors required to color this graph are nothing but chromatic number of that graph. This is denoted by lambda of J, which is equals to 2 here for this graph. Now just for example, now for this vertex we have to find what is lambda of G, means chromatic number to color this graph. Now for this graph, for this vertex, how many vertices are adjacent? 1, 2, 3. So if we color this vertex with black color, it is not allowed to color these vertices with black color, because these vertices are adjacent to this vertex. We can color this vertex with black color because it is not adjacent to this. If we color this vertex with green color, okay, this is a green color, then what are the vertices which are adjacent to this can't be colored with green. So if this vertex is not adjacent to above vertex, this, so we can draw color these two vertices with same color. Now this is the common vertex which is adjacent to all. So for this vertex we can color with different color, okay. Now these are the same colors, but just understand no two adjacent vertex should be of same color. We can green color, black color, take it as a red color. So what is the chromatic number for this graph, or number of colors to required to color this graph? Black, green and red. So it is equals to 3. This is very simple. In examination there is a question like, this is a question. GMN is a bipartite graph, then which of the following is true? GMN means this complete bipartite graph, KMN or GMN. This is M, this is N. Now we have to check which of the following is true for this question. GMN is two colorable. Okay, GMN is two colorable. Here we are going to check M colorable if M is greater than N. Okay, if M is equals to 4 here, M colorable if M is less than N. If it is 3, it is 4. It is two colorable if it is complete bipartite graph. This is true, because if this is complete bipartite graph like this vertex is adjacent to this. So we can't color this vertex and these vertices with same color. So we can color this vertex with this color because these are not adjacent. So in complete bipartite graph, one color can be used in M group and one color can be used in N group, because these are not adjacent to each other. They are adjacent in this group. So here is one color and here is second color. So if it is a bipartite graph and if it is a complete bipartite graph, then it is two colorable. Okay, this is the graph coloring, very simple. Next is what is tree. Tree means what? If this is a tree, okay, we call it as a tree. In this tree, is there any circuit? Circuit means what? This is a path, not a circuit, because this is not a closed with all vertices. Now G1 is a graph with 3 vertices and there is no circuit. So tree is nothing but graph without circuit. No circuit here, so it is called as a G1. No complete graph or no cycle. A graph T is, or graph G1 is a tree if and only if there is exactly one simple path between any two of its vertices. Okay, here is the path but no circuit. If this is like this, is this tree? No, this is a tree. Okay, tree with n vertices has n minus 1 edges. Now this tree means G1 contains n vertices, n is equals to 3, then there are 2 edges. Okay, edges are equals to 2. This is a property of the tree. Tree means graph without circuit. Second, it contains exactly one simple path between any two of its vertices. Now third, if tree has a n vertices, here 3, then it contains n minus 1 edges. If there are 3 vertices, then there are 2 edges are available. Tree is nothing but n vertices, n minus 1 edges and circuit free. This is very simple remarks for the tree. Next is what? A tree with 2 or more vertices has at least 2 pendant vertices. Tree with 2 or more vertices, here 3 vertices, then at least 2 pendant vertices. Pendant vertices means what? These vertices are from this, pendant on these vertices. This is non-pendant vertex and these are the pendant vertices. So a tree with 2 or more vertex has at least 2 pendant vertices. Okay, this is called as a tree. Graph without circuit, n vertex, n minus 1 edges, with 2 or more vertices, at least 2 pendant vertex. This is called as a tree. Now next example, this graph. In this graph, no circuit, n vertices. N means here 4 vertices. Then edges, number of edges equals to 1, 2, 3. That is n minus 1 edges. So this is called as a tree. Okay, these are 2 pendant vertices here. This is called as a tree. Next part is tree traversal. What is tree traversal here? Procedures for systematically visiting every vertex. Okay, if these are the vertices, then how we proceed or how to visit these vertices in order, it is called as a traversal algorithm. If we visit here, visit here, visit here, depending upon these, there are three types. Pre-order, we write here, pre-order traversal. Next, in order traversal, and third is post order traversal. In this pre-order traversal, take one example here. If this is a graph, A, then B, then here C, here is D. Okay, now E, F, G, H, I. For this graph or for this tree, using pre-order traversal, what is the order of this graph? What is the pre-order of this graph? Pre-order. Pre means root first, then left child, then right childs. Okay. So according to this, what is the order of pre-order of this tree? First is root A. Next left B. Now there is no childs here, so root left right of this root, this left, then right C. Next is what? Here C. Check again for C. This is a root, then again left right. Okay. Next for this root left right, again right. Now D, again for D, root left right. This is the pre-order for this tree. Now what is in order? In this in order, left, root and right. Pre means what? Root first. In means root is in between left and right. And post means left, right, root. So for this graph, what is the in order here? In order here is, first is left is here B, then root A, next is right. Now this is the right side of this root. Okay, left, root, right. Now in this right, first is left E, C, then F and G. Left, root, right. Now left, root, right, then again right D. For this left, root and right. This is called in order traversal. Now according to the post order traversal, what is the order here? Left, right, root. Here is the left, next is right. In this right, this is root. So left, right, root. Now again this is right side. Okay, D. For this left, right, root, H, I, D, and again last A. This is called as a post order traversal. So these are the three traversal algorithms for the tree. These are the very simple. Okay, so this is according to the syllabus, whole graph theory is covered here. If anyone has any query regarding any point, please comment me.